What is up and what is happening, wonderful peoples of the YouTubeverse? Today, I'm going to be doing a video about cleaning tanks a bit. I'm going to do so with my own tank right here, this shot, this view. As you can see, you got a little bit of some of the frog there, kind of guest appearing right there on the left side of the screen, looking cute and everything. But, you see how my tank looks right now? You got that algae at the bottom on the right side. There is the bunch of those shrimp in there. The shrimp squad can easily pick that apart. And, but they're not doing it quick enough, of course. They can only do so much. They're little guys, and this tank is still a developing tank. It's only about 2 or 3 weeks in. So this haze, this darker color, comes from a natural introduction of catappa leaf and catappa bark. And I do have some Casuarina cones. I hope I'm saying that right. But anyway, I want to show y'all how I myself do my thing. I've been taking care of tanks for years now, and I just wanted to show y'all what I do. First off, the big thing of why it looks as bad as it does is the glass is dirty. So first things first, we're gonna have to clean right here with this stuff, the outside. This is just plain spring water. I never introduce no chemicals into any bit of my tank, or I don't introduce any chemicals. Don't introduce no chemicals, that's a double negative. If we're gonna speak intelligently, I don't put any chemicals near this tank. I do not do that. These are, especially with the shrimp, they're so fragile. You don't want to do anything to disturb too much of their environment. And even my water changes, they are very, very light. And I'm going to show y'all how I do my water changes. So right here, this is me just cleaning the outside of the glass. Some plain water, nothing in it. No Windex, no anything, nothing. Just, and I would say, like, I don't even like the water from the sink. What if a little bit gets inside of the water on top of your tank? And you have a much smaller tank and your fish are sensitive. I don't know. I am paranoid to the point where it might be narcotic when it comes to these animals. But then, that's just me. And y'all don't have to be that crazy about it. But, as far as I care, I want to make sure my fish are as safe as they can be. There's no Windex, no bleach, nothing like that in nature. So I don't want to put it anywhere near this water. Alright. So outside of the tank, you can see already it looks a bit better. I hadn't wiped out the outside of the tank since I set this tank up here, right here. And now, for the inside, any kind of straight edge, it'll be perfectly fine. You don't have to do anything fancy. This right here, it's a little spackle device. It has never been used for anything, so there's been no chemical introduced into it. It had been bought for the sole purpose of scraping. So with a lot of tanks, they have those kind of plastic lids you can kind of lift and push back a bit. I like to keep the light on my tank so I can see everything. Because with this hammock right here, I see a lot of extra food that's hanging out. I know they'll get through it throughout the day. The shrimp swim up here, and the guppies like to hang out, and they'll knock the food down. But what I like to do is when I move my fingers through and kind of push the stuff through, it breaks it down into smaller particles, and I do have little baby shrimps and stuff, very small creatures that we can't even see off the camera that are just doing. And then for the inside of the tank, simple, I like to just scrape out this part of the glass. The rest keeps the algae, that doesn't get too bad because between the one nyrite and the many shrimp in there, everything works out real good. So I start at the top and kind of just do some nice little scraping. You kind of go back and forth. I kind of do both a horizontal and a vertical scrape. I can see there's some bunny hairs on the outside of this glass too. That's kind of funny. I need to get that wiped up. There's bunny hairs everywhere. Right now we're changing seasons, so Miss Rain, which is, I say Miss Rain, but Rain is her name. The story behind her, actually, that bunny that you guys see in the shorts and stuff, she is about 5 now, about 4.5, 5. I don't know her actual age. Bunnies are the 3rd most released animal in the US and North America here. And unfortunately, I had to deal with multiple rabbit that someone nearby had let go and didn't really care to keep. I would imagine that they didn't understand that they had a male and a female bunny pair, and they did stuff. That, or they were trying to breed for whatever reason, whether it would be for feeders or something, because I found a variety of rabbits coming through. Like, you had yourself a Florida white. I called him Monty because he looked a lot like that little rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It wasn't a name I came up with. It was a friend of mine that came up with the name. I loved it, but he didn't really stay with us long. The Florida whites are extremely, extremely fragile. The smaller the rabbit, the easier it is to cause it harm and stress. They are prey animals. They're so weak, and they're so easy to scare. Like, one little shock of anything can cause a heart attack that can be fatal. It's terrible. And the little guy did pass away. So what I'm doing here, when I'm taking this and flicking this around, you can see that algae? This white stuff that I'm flicking around, that's attached to this dirt, this kind of dirt reptile mix. And these sort of like old bulbs, plant bulbs that never quite grew, they still attract a lot of good bacteria onto it, which the shrimp and the snail will eat. And it's good supplemental feed. It's why I can keep ghost shrimp and the cherry and really shrimp together. Because normally ghost shrimp, believe it or not, they are kind of predatory, guys. Ghost shrimp will attack at any opportunity to get food. Now what you're going to see here, this kind of thing's going to get real cloudy real quick. I'm kicking up a lot of the yuck. But that's because I need to move this around. A lot of this is condensed in one side, and the cones and the bark and everything have attracted a lot of the algae to one part. It's going to choke out these plants if I don't start separating it. And I'm doing it very lightly too. You can see I'm barely flicking, but you can see the result of what's coming up and how things are going. And the shrimp are not getting pushed around too bad. They are getting kind of flicked around a bit. But I'm trying to cause the least amount of stress on my aquatic animals as possible while I do this. So I do not remove any of the animals. That is something I don't like to do. It's chasing them around with the net. I have nets in case I do need to move them, of course, but I'm not going to use the net in this kind of scenario because there ain't no need to. Well, there is no need to. Sorry, the way I talk and the way I should be talking, they clash sometimes. But you know what I'm trying to say. Oh, goodness, yeah. All this yuck and stuff. But this is a natural, a very delicate ecosystem because I am focusing a lot on shrimp. This is a 37 gallon. I said 36 in the past, but I double checked with everything. And this is actually a 37. That 1 gallon more, which I kind of, I don't use that last gallon's worth, so I would say 36 for real. Freckles right here. She's grown so big. Look at her. My goodness. I'm sorry. I know. I'm picking up all that stuff. And blinking, you can see his bad eye. Well, his no eye. He's a rescue betta. He was an adoption from the store because he has no eye. How are we going to try and sell something that has a physical blemish? I hate when people say broken or something. I've had people say, I don't want the broken one. It's like, come on, don't call them broken. So a lot of these animals are takens and stuff. A lot of the willies and cherries got stuck in the system. I scooped them out with they didn't have a lot of color because they were never in light. And they didn't have a proper diet. But I gave them the proper diet. And I gave them some light. And things are good. But anywho, we're going to start with the water change part and everything as well here. But I don't want to make the video run too long. So part 2 will be coming up real soon. Because I am just recording this on the phone still. So part 2, water change. Look for it today. Thank you guys for watching this so far. Have yourselves a wonderful day. And I hope to see y'all again real soon. By the way, if this video does get some likes and comments and stuff, I will do more with the videos and things. I have some recipes I kind of make in the next video here in part 2. I'll let you know that I'm doing, and if I get 100 likes on this video, I'll show you my process of making the special little treat blend that I give to these animals when I do stuff like this. But anyway, guys, peace for now. See y'all very soon.